Second conversation is focused on how companies are taking a long-term view in their commitment to Singapore. To introduce our second guest, can I please invite EDB's Assistant Managing Director, Mr. Beh Kian Teck.
Thank you, Vivian. So talking about coding earlier, for those of you who have young kids and want to start in a non-technology way, introduction to coding, go check out Potato Pirates. It is a card game that allows a gradual introduction to this area. Good afternoon, everyone. GSK was the first global healthcare company to establish a presence here in Singapore. They have now invested in excess of $1.5 billion and employ more than 1,600 employees in Singapore. Their operations include 2 global manufacturing supply sites, a vaccines manufacturing facility, and corporate and commercial operations that includes regional and global responsibilities. Here to tell us a little bit more about the 2 global manufacturing sites is Mr. Lim Hock Heng, Vice President and Site Director. Hock Heng, come.
Thank you.
So Hock Heng is a GSK veteran of 28 years. He joined them as a senior chemical engineer after having spent 7 years in the petrochemical industry. Now, Hock Heng, we have known each other for about a decade or more. And in that period, I've had the privilege of witnessing the company grow from strength to strength. Maybe you could spend a few moments telling us about GSK's recent investments.
Kian Teck, I think you're right. I think we have a long presence in Singapore and partner with EDB for a long time. We started with just one production building, making one product, now become a GSK, the new products introduction site for small molecules. I just talked about the recent investment that we have. We invested on 2 continuous manufacturing facilities and revamping of one of the oldest production buildings that we have. Now, the continuous manufacturing facility is very new for the industry. And I think we are quite glad that GSK placed the first of its continuous facility here in Singapore, being the pioneer for this. We use it to make our commercial respiratory products. And why we do that? First, I think it's helped us to improve the responsiveness to supply, and then it helps the sustainability and productivity. We then subsequently invest in another continuous multi-purpose production building for pilot plant to manufacture the new products. I think that will help us to bring the drugs to clinical trial much faster. So these are the 2 very cutting-edge investments that we have. The third one, quite significant to us, is in the production building 1, which is the oldest production building. It's very significant is we want to repurpose it, give it a new life. So we bring in, upgrading the facility, bring in the new HIV drugs to this facility, revamp, modernize it. And last and not most, we put in the digital pilot as one of the 3 pilot sites globally to PB1 to help us to continue to strengthen the footprint here in Singapore.
So you must have realized that PB1 has been a facility that's been in operation for decades.
Yes.
And I hope you can hear this constant theme of regeneration and transformation. And talking about regeneration, it must have also created numerous opportunities for the 500 plus employees working for you. Maybe spend a few moments telling us about some of these upgrading opportunities.
Let me just use this continuous manufacturing as some facility as examples. I think this is quite new. And I think it gives us opportunity for us to reskill and retrain our existing workforce. And also, I think it provides a good career advancement and promotion opportunity for people. So one example I'd like to share is one of our technicians. His name is Raju, 50 over years old now. He joined us as a boilerman. He moved on into the production to be a production technician. So when we introduced this continuous manufacturing technology, we sent him together with 4 of the technicians to R&D Stevenage to learn to run the process. And he subsequently goes to Netherlands to join the equipment manufacturer to look at the equipment testing and factory acceptance tests. And when he come back, he joined as part of the commissioning team to run and validate the process. And because of his overseas exposure experience, he helped us to write the standard operating procedures and train other technicians. So today, he's our production leader. He's a trainer for all the continuous manufacturing facilities. So that's one example. I think being a new production site, it also gives a lot of opportunity for young graduates who join us. One of the engineers, Viren, who joined us in the production pilot plants as a process engineer. I think he witnessed many of the scale-up process, and most recently, he involved in the design and fabrication of the continuous manufacturing facility together with the local manufacturer, and he also designed the automations of that process. So that's quite cool for that. And the last, but not least, is one of the another engineers. He joined us as a productions engineer. He ran the routine productions. But because we are expanding the older production building, he has the opportunity to run the projects. And through that, he learned and commissioned the new facilities. And now he joined our data digital analytics team to bring digital into our manufacturing space. So working along with the data scientists to do process optimization. So I think when we grow and when we invest in the new advanced technologies, it gives opportunity for people to upskill and retrain and to progress their career.
Thank you. You can hear how 3 examples, very different types of people, but all having a common theme of creating a better tomorrow for themselves. And that must have been one of your biggest personal in a way, achievement to have seen how you made a difference to people's life. But GSK's investment must have also created opportunities for you. So maybe tell us a bit, and that you were appointed, I think, the site director in 2011. So tell us a bit more about your journey. What has it been like for you to lead and to build the Singapore operation into one of, I think, leading global manufacturing site of GSK?
I must say it is the honors and privilege to have an opportunity to lead this new product and total sites for me. I think the most important thing for me is to focus on people capability and also having a good team. So that's the most important. I think Singapore is famous for our can-do attitude, positive mindset. I think that's helped a lot. I'm a strong believer of the continuous improvement culture. I believe this is a kind of the competitive edge for us. So we have been able to continue to benchmark ourselves and then to use continuous improvement to drive our improvement. So that is one thing I feel that the Singapore site has able to sustain the years of the decade of operation through CI. The next important thing for me is to gain the trust of the senior leader in the GSKs. Yeah, I remember when I first took on the leadership roles, about 40% of our leadership teams, they are either new or the first year into their leadership positions. So at that time, we have to launch 4 new products from Singapore sites, which is unprecedented in the GSK's history. So we have to demonstrate that we can do that. I'm glad that we do that. But I think deliver your promise is the first thing that you need to deliver in order to gain more trust and more investment to the Singapore sites. Having the opportunity to pioneer, to enjoy technology innovations must be built on a very strong foundation of trust. Trust to our patient in terms of supply and quality. Trust to our regulator in terms of your compliance. Trust to our employees in terms of the safety and in terms of the career prospect. So I think this is absolutely important. The 2 things that can derail our operations is you have a major process safety incident or you have major quality incident. So I think, for me, I think ensuring that you have a solid foundation of this safety and quality allows you to do more sexy, innovative things.
Very good. Yep. I hope that gives all of you a good flavor of what it means to work in a facility like GSK, where its manufacturing is digital, it's world-class, it's state-of-the-art, and no matter all of this, you find that in what Hock Heng has shared with you, it goes back to some foundation of people, the foundation of continuous improvement and performance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.